And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. I am here in Columbia where we're dealing with a little bit of rain. My buddy is in the upstate. He is the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet, who implied to me last night that there was one player at Clemson he, quote, hates that motherfucker. He is Cale Hall. Cale, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Rob. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing well, sir. Dealing with the weather down here a little bit, but making it happen.
Well, what is it? It's raining. I mean, is it raining hard?
It's pretty windy, and I mean it's coming down a good
seem
bit.
Concerned.
Well, it's we got big trees in our backyard, and it's just acting silly, but we'll get there. Plenty of stuff to talk about tonight. We're also going to pick the first round matchups in the for the CFP tournament. Yeah, we got all that tonight. We got to start with last night's game, though. Jackpot, hell of a game between the Tigers and the Gamecocks. The Gamecocks come out on top at home.
Yeah, that was crazy. You'd hate to see one up. Well, I'm not going to say you hate to see one lose, but Gamecocks with can't do that down the stretch. They had chances to put that game away in regulation and several times and just would not do it. So that's one to learn from going forward. But I'm glad to see them be able to get the win. They can't be doing that in SEC play, conference play.
Well, I'm not going to take the route of some folks that are talking about the officiating was terrible. No, it had nothing to do with that. Okay, I don't believe in that stuff because only bitches argue about officiating. Okay, what got Clemson was that they couldn't offensive rebound. That's why they lost the game. It had nothing to do with the officials. If you think it was the officials, you need to reevaluate yourself. It has nothing to do with the officials. South Carolina beat Clemson on the boards, and that's why they won. Clemson couldn't hit free throws in overtime. That's why South Carolina won. It is a you issue. It is not a zebra issue. If you think it's a zebra issue, you're just not very smart.
Yeah, if you look at that, Clemson, so Scheffler and Hunter were the only two starters they had in double figures. I mean, in South Carolina, all five starters, well, one of them had 9 points, but basically all five of them were in double figures. So we spread it around a little bit more. South Carolina shot it a little bit better. I think we were 52%. Clemson was 48%. So there you go.
It was a tight game, and I tip my hat to the Gamecocks. They made plays down the stretch. Someone forgot to tell them to guard Hunter on the damn last play of regulation, where he just went down and knocked in a great 3-point shot to send it to overtime, and it looked like that was going to be the wave that took Clemson to a win there in Columbia, but South Carolina gutted it out. Clemson couldn't rebound. Clemson couldn't hit free throws. Gamecocks win. So, crazy stuff there. But like I said, they gotta do better at closing out games once conference play starts because they got some tough. They got a stretch of tough games coming up after Christmas. One other note too. SEC simpletons are running their mouths. I think the SEC's 34-3 against the ACC and to start the season. Let me help you with something. All of those games.
What, in basketball?
Yeah. Something like that.
34-3?
That's the stat, yep.
Good Lord. Lord, you okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jackpot.
I don't know how you did. That's 37 games. That's a lot.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it from the perspective of the ACC SEC challenge, and then you've got, South Carolina plays Clemson. I mean, there's Louisville plays Kentucky. I mean, it's a laundry list of games.
Yeah, some of them I guess played multiples.
Right. So you can go tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. Here's the thing though, with all that though, Jackpot. I'm going to help you folks that haven't watched basketball a little bit because obviously it shows. Where you're talking about, oh, the SEC's 34. The only time that matters is in March. Right now, it's almost like talking about April games in college baseball. Doesn't fucking matter. It matters in the tournament.
Well, it might help them out, Rob, if those ACC teams go on to have decent seasons. Those wins. Like look at I don't hate Clemson basketball the way I hate Clemson football. I just don't. I don't know why the passion is just not there to hate it that way. So I hope that they win a bunch of games going forward because that's going to help us out.
I mean, I get that, but this whole, hey, we're going to lick the conference nuts and it's all about games that are played in December. Talk to me on March 15th. March 18th when we have the Sweet 16 pared down, and then tell me how many SEC and ACC teams are there. I'll wait. Okay? Just saying. That's what matters. Not games in December. I'm not taking anything away from what South Carolina did last night. They played a hell of a game, and they won the game. But this whole idea that you think, oh, my God, we're just going to run through everything, the conference is that top-heavy, it's just not very smart. It's not very smart.
Tiger Red Devil says we have to sweep the Dirt Peckers in baseball. Good luck with that. When's the last time that happened?
Last year when you guys punked out of the final game of the series, we took them 2-0.
Oh, no, that's not a thing. It got rained out or something, didn't
it? You guys didn't want to play the third one because you knew we were going to fucking deep dick you. You didn't want
what happened with that?
I can't remember. It was the game got rained out and South Carolina didn't want to reschedule it. Is what basically happened.
No, I think Clemson didn't want to reschedule it.
That's not true. That's not true. I mean, it's absolutely not true. But
probably didn't. Well, whatever. That guy got fired, so.
Yeah, you got a fucking geriatric up there now. Y'all better. He's gonna have.
Well, as you said, he's got. You don't argue with hardware. He's got national championships.
Not at South Carolina. He doesn't.
He's got national championships though.
He left them at LSU. He didn't bring them with him.
They're his. They're on his resume.
They're LSU's.
They will always be on his resume.
Get out of here, Jackpot. Yeah. You're killing me. All right, you want to pick these games really quick here, and then we'll open it up to calls.
Absolutely. Hush.
Let's look at the.
Damn it.
Take care of that.
No, I saw that Wake Forest has hired the former Washington State coach.
Yeah.
That's a odd hire, isn't it? Right out of the blue, and that was quick too.
I wonder if Clausen was told to go, and they were already negotiating with this guy.
Probably so. They've been kind of going downhill. That video that I made back in the summer got everybody all in their feelings when I named up 5 replacements for Shane Beamer. Well, he was on the list. Dave Duran was on the list. What's his name? Lance Leopold was on the list. And somebody else is on the list. Jamie Chadwell was on the list. Well, Jamie Chadwell's team kind of underperformed, but they're still in the bowl game. And then Dave Duran, they really underperformed. Dave Clausen got fired. And I don't think Lance Leopold's Kansas team made a bowl game.
Let me address this dum-dum really quick. Do you want to bet me and give me 55 points with Texas, sir? If not, get back in your truck and shut the fuck up. Okay? I know you're fucking still hurt that your piss poor team didn't make the playoffs, but unless you're going to bet me and give me 55 points like you're running your dick sucker here, get back in your truck, find a lot lizard, and shut the fuck up. Okay. Thank you. First game.
Well, if he's in Joliet, Illinois, there's no lot lizards. Remember, because they don't get out in the cold. Apparently.
Mom's coming back, son.
Anyway, go ahead.
first game that we're going to look at,
Daddy.
dude. You see that Dad's doing this, right?
You get more tacos, Daddy.
Yeah, we already fed your tacos, buddy. He wants more tacos. He's a growing boy.
What's that?
He wants more tacos. The boy loves tacos. He really does.
Okay. Can't ever have Taco Wednesday at the Sanders residence.
He loves tacos. All right, so first matchup is on Friday night, jackpot, 8 o'clock. Indiana plays Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 7-point favorite. Jackpot, I am rolling with the Irish. They had the hiccup there against Northern Illinois earlier in the season. I think they are too physical for Indiana, and I think they're going to win by double digits.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Ohio State score with Indiana, you had some deals there. But they had a punt return for a touchdown or something, or had a punt block for a touchdown also. Kind of made that score look a little bit worse than it really was. Notre Dame hasn't performed real well in these big games over the years. I mean, now this one is at home, so that makes things a little different. But I mean, how big of an advantage is that? They're both in the state of Indiana.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to ride a bus down there,
Yeah, I think Signetti's going to have this bunch ready to play this game to prove their season's not been a fluke all year long. So I'm going to go the opposite way there. I'm going to take Indiana to cover this. I think it's a tight ball game.
All right, so you've got Indiana +7. All right, the next day, Sunday, December 21st.
Saturday.
SMU. Yeah, Saturday. SMU will play Penn State. Penn State is an 8.5-point favorite over SMU. Which way are you rolling there, Jackpot?
Well, we know about James Franklin in these big games too. Not very good, but once again, this one's at home too. And I don't know. I think I don't know what to think here with SMU. I just don't know if they've got enough in the trenches to square up with Penn State. This is a tough one. This weather, it's going to be brutally cold too. Brutally cold, and I know it does get cold in Dallas sometimes, but this is brutal, and I don't know. I don't even know if these Penn State players. That's not uncomfortable for them also. Yeah, I think the real SMU. I think they're actually a really good team. I think that last week against Clemson, or when I played Clemson in the ACC championship game, what was that week before last? I don't know. Like in the first half, I think the stage was a little big for them, and I think it took them a while to adjust to what was going on there. And once they got their footing under them in the third and fourth quarter, I mean, they played really well. They outplayed Clemson pretty much down the stretch of that game. So,
right.
Yeah, I think this is another one. I think this could be a tight ball game. So I'm going to take the underdog here. I'm going to take SMU to cover. I still think Penn State's probably going to win, but
so I like SMU to cover simply because they will run the ball. So that's what they're going to try to do. Their quarterback can run a little bit. Their running back Smith can run a little bit, almost a 1,300-yard rusher. I think they're going to try to slow the game down, and I will take SMU plus 8.5. The next one is Texas and Clemson. That's at 4 o'clock on Saturday. The line is up to 12 points right now. There are dumb Alabama fans that say they're going to win by 55. That will never happen, ever, on any planet. I'm taking Clemson to cover because Texas is soft. They are soft. By the way, you guys that are like rooting for Texas because they're in the conference, you're going to wish they weren't there at some point. Either Clemson's going to get them or they're going to lose their next game against Oregon. They're going to get pumped by one or the other.
What are they soft
not
at?
that good of a team. They're soft in the fact that their quarterback gets boo-boo face if he gets hit. They're soft in that their fans, they're bitching, trying to change calls, just all kind of stuff. They're just soft.
Yeah.
They're soft on the offensive line. I think they're soft too. I really do. And I think that Clemson matches up well with them, with Parker and those guys. I think Clemson will be all right. And I think they're going to get after Ewers. I don't think Clemson will win, but Clemson will cover the 12 points.
Yeah, there's too much love for Clemson over in the comment section. Y'all need to cool it with that. I mean, I don't get where you people think Clemson can win this ball game. Look, they don't have a running game to speak of, so they're going to have to try to throw the ball around. Texas has the number one pass defense in the country, and regardless of whether you think they're soft or not, they're still really talented on both sides of the ball. This is a home game for them. They haven't lost a home game, and God knows when. Well, they lost to Georgia, never mind. But other than that, they haven't. And you could argue if Carson Beck hadn't gotten hurt and Stockton hadn't come in, that they would have beaten Georgia and won the SEC championship game. I was saying this game is going to be a lower scoring. I'm thinking like a 27-13 type thing. I'm going to take the Shorthorns to cover and win, and Clemson will be coming back home.
The next first
and
round
South
game
Carolina will still be playing. Our season's still going on.
Yeah, you're playing in the opt-out bowl. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
The next matchup is Tennessee at Ohio State. Ohio State is giving up 7.5 in the horseshoe. I think Ohio State has a little bit of what Texas has, where they could come across as soft sometimes. I just kind of feel that way. Now, on the other front, I don't think that Tennessee is the most physically. I mean, Tennessee has guys that can get that way, but I don't think of Tennessee as like a big mashing team. Do you, Jackpot?
I mean, they've got a good defensive front, but I mean,
do you think they line up and you think they're a team that, all right, we're going to line up, and we're just going to run the ball down your throat? I don't feel that way about them.
I mean, Dylan Sampson's pretty good. He's going to be facing a pretty elite defense though in Ohio State. So, I mean, is he that dude? Can he produce against this kind of a defense? I don't know. I don't know that I trust Tennessee, but I don't know. I don't trust Ohio State either. I think the players hate the coach. I think the fans hate the coach. It's not really a good recipe there for me. I still think they win. I think this one's going to be a lower scoring game too. I mean, they're both of them are just really good on defense. But I think points are going to come at a premium. But I think the Vols probably cover this game. I think they probably make me sweat a little bit. They were online. They were circulating like they had a Google Earth map of the Ohio Stadium drawn up with the arrows and which way they were going to walk to throw the goalpost in the river. And, they're talking about like having 70% of the fans there. You really think Ohio State, if you had, so you got 2,000 people there and they all go to tear a goalpost down. Well, I'm sure they could probably do it. You think Ohio State fans are going to let them tear a damn goalpost down?
No, that's not happening.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen, period. So, well, I'm taking Tennessee to cover the 7.5, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won. Would not be surprised if they won. They could leave there.
I don't think they're going to win. They have problems playing away from home.
But you know what they could leave there with, though, is they could leave with as they watch Day get his pink slip. I think they'd fire him on the spot if they lost.
Oh yeah, I don't have any doubt. I think they already want Urban Meyer back and want Mike Vrabel coaching the team now.
Why don't they just go get Woody Hayes? Just fucking dig him up. Why not? They're gonna bring it
back.
Why
not? Why not?
Get a shovel.
Science has come a long way.
Yeah.
Maybe they could AI Woody what is it? AI.
Have an
Woody
AI
Hayes.
version of Woody Hayes standing on the sideline where he draw back and like when he hit that Clemson player, just have him out there like he's.
Did you see the AI image that they had come up with? Of it, I mean, I swear I had to take a double take at it of Jim Cornette and Vince Russo with their arms around each other, and it said they made up for Christmas. And I saw that, I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, this is AI. I was like, because he said, I said Jim Cornette would sooner put a bullet in his face than make up with that fucker.
Yeah, he's not doing that. But you could have an AI Woody Hayes. You know, you could do that. Anyway, yeah. So I'm in the camp though that I think Tennessee will cover.
Fireball said, "Where's Jim Tressel? Is he still alive?"
I mean, well, if he's dead, we'll just use the same shovel that we were using to dig up Jimmy Hayes or Woody Hayes. It doesn't
Jimmy
matter.
Hayes. Michael P.S. Hayes.
Hayes.
I think he's still alive. He should be.
He should be alive.
He's not that old.
Yeah.
What's up, Bo Honey?
Anyway, appreciate you guys, man, over there in the chat tonight. So there's our picks. By the way, the link to get into the Callaway's Bowl Pick'em Challenge, you've only got it starts Friday. So does it start Friday, Jackpot? Yeah.
Yes, it starts Friday. So you got one more day to get in.
Got to get in and do your thing. I mean, that's just the way that it is. If you haven't yet, go ahead and get in, get your picks in. Okay. That's how it works. The link is in the description. All right. So
that second form that you're doing, that's going to come down after these playoff games
well, once the playoff games wrap, I will put out the next form once I have the lines for the next set of games. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So once I have those, you'll have plenty of time to do your form, but you've got to get in by Friday, otherwise you're SOL. So by Sunday night when we do have the show, we'll have Form 2 ready, and that'll have your matchups for the next round, and then we'll go from there. So there's that. All right. If you want to join the program, we'll put the link over here. And there you go, as we're rolling along this evening. Vandy Dandy says Urban Meyer should have been run out the first time. Why was it his fault his assistant beat his wife? I don't know.
What about the assistant that what?
I think he's talking about
he's talking about Peckerhead.
No, that's not Peckerhead. It's Zach. Whatever his name is. Yeah. Zach beat up his wife or whatever. I don't know. All right, let's get with Jarrett. Jarrett, welcome to the program.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Not really. Watching TV. I am curious to see if SMU can do something. It's hard to watch to see if they can win. Uncle Lou said they could win because he said something about the running back. I think something about the running back and the quarterback being a dual threat and the running back being very good.
Yeah. I mean, he's rushed for right at 1,300 yards. The quarterback's thrown for 3,000 yards. I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
and Notre Dame and Indiana, I think Notre Dame's going to win that game.
Yeah. Well,
just because I could be wrong. Notre Dame, they haven't won a game since the Soviet Union disbanded.
Yeah, that's true. Well, a big game, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't won since the Soviet Union disbanded. That's how long it's been. That's a long time. And so I could be wrong. It could be they could just choke like they always do. So they have to win a playoff game to prove something first. And for Ohio State and Tennessee, they both have to prove something. Ohio State has to prove they can be the SEC team, and Tennessee has to prove they can win a road game that actually matters.
Well, all the pressure is on Ohio State.
Yes,
Well,
but Josh Heupel has to win a game on the road.
Tennessee won at Oklahoma. Alabama couldn't do that. They got mouth pumped by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but Tennessee doesn't win many road games.
I just wanted to put out there that Alabama
Yeah,
got
I
mouth
know.
pumped by 3 touchdowns at Oklahoma.
I know, but that's a rarity. Tennessee very rarely wins many road games.
Jarrett, how many touchdowns did Alabama lose by at Oklahoma? I can't remember.
I understand that, but Tennessee very. I know. I understand. I'm not defending Alabama. I'm a Georgia fan. But what I'm saying is Tennessee rarely wins many home games.
You ruined the bit.
They rarely win many road games. So they have to win a road game that matters. So they probably could win.
Guys, hey, they won at Vanderbilt. Alabama couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is going to be a very important game.
Are you going to put down the fact that they won at Vanderbilt and they won at Oklahoma?
Yeah, I just want to see if they can beat. I just want to see if they can. I just want to see if they can win at Ohio State. Now they probably can, but like I said, winning on the road for Josh Heupel is kind of hard.
Okay.
That's very true. But I don't think it should be 7 points.
He didn't have problems winning at Oklahoma and Vanderbilt, though. That wasn't an issue.
Okay. But I don't think the points should be 7. That should not be in favor of Ohio State. Not when they've lost 2 back-to-back games. Didn't they lose 2 back-to-back games? Or no, they lost 2 games. They lost one to Oregon, and they lost another one to Michigan outright. So they shouldn't be favored 7 points after losing a game in their final game going into the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean they're just counting that as a throwaway that was their one bad game of the year. They're at home. I mean they're still much more talented than Tennessee. They just are.
Yeah.
But can they put it together?
They would be favored by there's not hardly anybody they would be an underdog to. Except for maybe Oregon.
But can they put it together? See, they're good. It's all looks good on paper, but can they put it together?
Well, I think that question is going to be answered on Saturday night, I guess.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a good night, all right? Let's go to Peckerhead. Peckerhead, welcome to the program. That would be you, sir.
Let me just start off the day with quarter zip. Get it all the way up. Let me make sure I'm toasty.
I always love his wallpapers. I mean, they're always festive, don't you think?
Yeah, hold up. That looked familiar. We saw a whole lot of that.
Look at that.
25 points.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Man, what I'll tell you, out of nowhere, I mean, this basketball team is not good. I'm going to just be honest. I don't think they're that good. I think we saw the reemergence of Clemsoning. Tried and true. You can count on it. All right, it's going to happen. And we saw it the other day. But that means I think this is the first time in the Palmetto Bowl history that every single fall sport has been won by a single school. So we're just setting records on y'all, man. Dominating you. You're not even our little brother. You're our nephew now. Our nephew in the upstate.
They need to level up.
Yeah, you need to level up. And, the Gamecocks are leveling up. Did you see the portal day we just had, Kale?
Yeah, that Bartholomew Dindy color from Texas A&M.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about him except he was the 11th best player in his class.
Yeah, and then got another tight end.
Yep, Dingle. It's just that portal starting to heat up. The Gamecocks are just It's a hot program, man. Who doesn't want to come be a part of this team, regardless of the sport?
I'd have to question someone who said he did.
Mm-hmm. And another big thing, Clayton White getting that extension. He's one of the ones. Beamer came out in his press conference today when Don Shula got, I guess, introduced, and he was talking about there were assistants who had turned down head coaching jobs.
Don was his daddy.
What's that?
Not Don. Don was his daddy.
Mike Shula. My bad. Apologies. But regardless, he was talking about there were assistants who had turned down head coaching jobs and, other coordinator jobs. And I imagine Clayton White was one of those who turned down a head coaching job. He seemed prime. I think he signed till 2027, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised he didn't get – there was one of those jobs he was on a list for. Like he may have been on that list for the Wake Forest job, but they've already hired the guy from Washington State. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now.
That's all right. What do you think about the trajectory right now? Because my opinion. Where do you think this? Are we heading to new heights, Cale? Can you feel it bubbling up, or are you being passively optimistic now?
I do. I think they need to. They got to start recruiting better. They got to start getting more guys. It's all right to have 4 stars. They need to start getting more guys in the top 300. We've only got 2 guys in the top 300 in this 2025 class, and we still ranked out at 20th?
I want to say so, yeah. 20, maybe 24th.
And I look, how the hell is Florida State ahead of us now? Where the hell did they?
I thought they were in the 50s.
I thought they were too, but I looked, and all of a sudden they're ahead of us. Where'd they get all these fuckers from? Now, some of it might be transfer portal pickups that they got that are helping their rank, but I don't know. They some of their commitments signed with them, so we'll have to see on that. But they got to continue to recruit better, which that's going to come with the winning, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, even though he's not getting the top 300 high school players, it seems like every year we're getting fucking cream of the crop out of the portal. Rocket Sanders just won Comeback Player of the Year. Portal. Josh Simon, arguably the best tight end in the league this year in the SEC. Portal. Kyle Kennard, I don't even need to say that. Portal. Which that was another thing that was brought to my attention. Did you gentlemen know there were – I'm sure you did, but how ridiculous is this? I think Rob kind of commented on it. There are 2 Best Defensive Player of the Year awards. Did y'all know that? And both of them are supposed to go to the top defensive player in the country.
There's too many awards.
There are. I can't keep up with all of them.
Well, another thing, how the hell?
I believe that we should have. Well, first of all, the Heisman Trophy is bullshit. It's not given to the absolute best player. This year it actually was though with Hunter, but generally it's which quarterback sucked enough penis with the voters or which running back is basically.
Well, can you believe he won the Biletnikoff?
But he didn't win. What was the one that he didn't win that Deion Sanders didn't give or gave him his? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. I know he won the best
Jim Thorpe Award,
country junior
the Thorpe Award as the best defensive back. But he won the Biletnikoff Award as the Biletnikoff the best wide receiver. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. He was not the best wide receiver.
That's
another thing I wanted to say, if Genty's coach is prime, you're telling me Genty ain't winning that Heisman?
I think that
half of me just thinks that they just voted for him because they didn't want to hear prime shit.
Whatever. That's
just me. I don't care.
I get where you're coming from, Jackpot, but there's there's different. I mean, it's in sections basically as far as regions, I guess is the best way to put it. What is he supposed to do? Stand up there and tell former Heisman Trophy winners, fuck you for not voting for Hunter? I mean, if you win a Heisman, you get a vote too. Those votes count. So
Yeah.
you got some characters that get votes anyway. Johnny Manziel's probably still fucking high. He's out there voting.
Hey, no, he's sober. He's sober now, I think. I want to say he's sober. He looked healthy. I saw a video of him the other day. He actually looked real healthy.
He's born again.
Either way, he is a guy that
You hear me? He's born again.
right. Well, yeah.
He's high on JC.
Oh, Jesus.
Took the
Anyway, I just think that when it comes down to it, the Heisman Trophy's a joke. I've given up on it since the year that Ndamukong Suh should have won, and they gave it to, who was it, Sam Bradford or whoever the fuck it was. It should go to the best player in college football.
Well, Sue had character issues too. Let's just be honest as well.
I don't give a fuck. He was the best player. You can't. You get to be a nasty motherfucker to play defense, man.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with that. You got to be a fucking, a dickhead to play defense. You're playing those lines. You got to run your mouth.
I don't disagree, but I think that does disqualify you from the
Rogers
Heisman.
was snorting up that cocaine like his nostrils was a locomotive.
Yeah, that's why there's yellow lines around Williams-Brice Stadium instead of white ones. He sniffed all the white ones up. So
Hey, he still won the Heisman, baby.
Hey, he won. You can argue with hardware. He won, but the reality is that when it comes to the Heisman Trophy, it's really shitty.
Yeah, and I saw a video. Kale talked about it a little bit, but I saw the post. CBS having Lenoris as the Heisman favorite. I don't know if that scares me or makes me excited. Because, I mean, how often do you see these Heisman favorites go up and stink up the joint the year they're supposed to? You know what I mean?
A lot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know whether to be happy or scared.
Well, I mean, they got to get him some help at receiver.
Well,
I mean,
we're hosting
I think Nick Harbor might be the top returning receiver.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Well, the thing with the receiver room, I think they're going to develop more than you think. I mean, those freshmen got a lot of playing time this year. Between Jacobs and Mazio.
Yeah, I think old Jared Brown he was hurt a lot.
Yeah,
I think he would have been a lot better if he could get healthy.
Yeah, well, you remember he took that big ass shot. I think it was versus Texas A&M.
Oh yeah.
Holy
Right there
cow.
toward the end of the first half. Well, when was it? Well, you talking about on that jet sweep?
Mm-hmm. Got flattened, sent like 4 or 5 yards back, and then got up the next play and same fucking thing, damn near.
Yeah, well, Mazio got hurt in that game too. He got hurt right at the end of the first half when they got that drive down and kicked that field goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this season, man. I mean, and you talk about help. I've been saying this. We have the best wide receiver class in the country right now as far as high school recruits. It's like 5 4-stars.
Yeah.
So we're getting some high school transfers, come in and fill out that room. And I do know they're hosting tomorrow KC Concepcion. I don't know if they're going to get him or not. It really all depends on if he's going to be a fucking NIL merchant or if
probably
he
wants too much money. I've read online on the Big Spur stuff, and I don't know, but this is what I'm reading that those guys feel like if he's going to be what you said, an NIL merchant, that they're probably not going to see eye to eye with that.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. I mean, the wide receiver portal.
I mean, he had an underwhelming year this past year. He's got to realize that too. Granted, he had sucked too. So
that team is terrible. But I'm excited. I did see. I don't know if y'all talked about this or not. Did y'all see? I think his name was the Texas Tech wide receiver. Excuse me, I burped. The Texas Tech wide receiver transfer. Did you see what his NIL, what he wanted to transfer
from Texas Tech?
Yeah, I read it. It was a bunch of bullshit, and we're getting to the point now where it's like,
who is he? Who is he even? Hell, I don't even know.
Yeah, but
let me see. I'll find it for you.
Comes down to this: if we keep catering to these kids and telling them everything about, and just giving them everything, they're gonna take everything you give them. I mean, it's like Concepcion. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yep.
Someone needs to remind him that he's 5'9" and 165 pounds. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. You can be electric, I'll give you that, but you're 5'9" and you weigh 160.
Micah Hudson. All right, here it is. You ready for this? I got it pulled up. This is Micah Hudson. First off,
Bailey wants you to post the link.
I'm going to read his demands, and then I'm going to read his stats. All right? Get ready for this one.
Okay.
$700,000 minimum wire up front for a 1-year deal to sign immediately. Separate NIL deal for 3 cars for family members to sign immediately. A personal driver with a Cadillac SUV for Micah from spring practice through the end of the season. Family, hotel, and travel arrangements paid each game with up to 10 members to have travel, tickets, and costs paid for. Medical injury, time off, and playing after injury determined only by Micah and his family, not by team doctors. All right.
You know what? I tell you, you go fuck yourself.
Oh, well, hold up. Here's the best part. 8 receptions, 123 yards, 0 touchdowns last year.
How much?
8 receptions, 123 yards, 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, no wonder I'd never heard of it. I'd tell him, go fuck yourself. Have a nice life.
What the hell? I mean, he was a 5-star coming out of high school.
So?
Yeah, exactly. So
you didn't do dick in college.
Could you imagine the
dick around with Texas Tech, a team that's known for scoring points and throwing the ball around, and you caught 123 yards worth of balls.
And
I heard that, and that.
Christopher Georgia said that sounds fake. I gotta kind of agree too. Now that he puts that.
Well, it circulated all around. So if it's fake, it's fake. But it did cover media attention. It wasn't just something off of like the internet.
I don't know. I think people like all of a sudden we see something juicy and everybody's just all over it, and I guess they don't step back to think, hey, is this fake?
That could be it too. But the thing is, how unrealistic is that though? Let's just be honest.
It's very unrealistic.
I don't think so. I think a lot of these kids are prima donnas. Like I said, NIL merchants. They want to juice the fucking university and their fans for every penny they can. I wouldn't put that past these kids at all these days. I mean, you got kids sitting. Look at fucking Juice Wells sitting out all year long just to go to fucking Ole Miss and get a bag. I mean, what's the difference there? You think that they didn't provide him similar accommodations? I'm pretty sure he had access to a private jet. I know Nico does.
Issues with if you're at a school, right, and the school tells you, like, the coach tells you, hey, you're not part of what we're doing or whatever, and some other school's going to offer you money. I don't have any issues with that, but I believe that South Carolina probably would have been matched close to what Ole Miss offered Juice Wells.
Oh yeah, I think so.
The way that his parents came off, especially his mom on Twitter and everything else, he just acted like a soft ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like all that, but people are going to move around. That's just the way that it is, man. There's not much you can do about it anymore. So
that I agree, and I think one change that we're going to see coming down the pipe soon is I don't think they're going to allow the transfer portal to be open until the season's over. I think we could see that as soon as next year. I'm seeing a lot of bubbling in the national media for that rule to get changed, which leads me to believe they're already talking about doing it.
You're talking about until the season's over, like all bowl games done?
Yeah, like start like in mid-January, somewhere like that.
Yeah, but how's that going to work for school? The thing you're forgetting about is school. And it's like, how's that going to work?
They're not student athletes anymore. At this point, I think they're going to be contracted employees of the university pretty damn soon. They're not.
Well, what about the ones that actually want to go get an education?
I mean, that's what you're gonna have to work around. But the way it's set up, they're not student athletes anymore. These are professional athletes. They're signing contracts not with the university. They're signing NIL contracts, granted. But in my opinion, they're professional athletes. You got free agency in the portal. Everything else aligns, I guess, outside of the schooling. Which I mean, if you're a lower tier guy, those are probably the only ones getting their degree. Half these guys aren't. Let's just be real. They're getting bullshit. Fucking botany, like
hotel management.
Exactly. Anybody who's graduated football will tell you none of these guys are really taking football serious.
Hospitality management.
That's what I'm saying. None of them are taking schooling serious to begin with. So I think maybe you'll see an option for schooling, but I think pretty soon they're going to be contracted employees. But that's just my 2 cents.
All right, well, wrap it up here, buddy. I got folks waiting.
Yeah, man.
I like the one where it showed their major general studies.
Underwater basket weaving.
You can go to Florida State, get a clown degree.
20 years ago, it was poultry science up at Clemson, Jackpot, and that's a real major there.
Y'all still have an animal science. Yeah, I had to take that class. It was bullshit. Not poultry science, but animal science.
Poultry science is a field at Clemson, and by the way, that's the way. Like if your ACT scores are shit, and you're just an average person, you want to get in, tell them you want to study poultry science. You're going to take the same classes as everybody else your first semester anyway. They're going to let you in because they have to admit so many people to that degree, and you can just coast your way through.
Just change your degree the next semester.
Do you think Colonel Sanders majored in poultry science?
What is it? 52 spices. He had to pull off that concoction.
What about Bojangles? Maybe him too. No.
Hey, but listen, go game. Hey, hold up. I still got a little room. Quarters, it's up, baby. Go Gamecocks. Tennessee, you're not selling out the shoe. Stop it. You're delusional. I hope you win and try and tear down the goalpost, because the visual of you getting your ass kicked on the field would be a lot better than the visual of you just losing a football game. All right? But go Texas. Go Gamecocks. We run the state. Woo!
Will, welcome to the program.
Yo, what's up? Can you boys hear me?
Yep.
Yo, I just had a quick question. So I'm a Tennessee fan, and I'm going to this game at Ohio State, but I've never actually seen Tennessee play in a road game. Have you guys had any bad experience with road fans, like ever going to games like on the road? Like, should I be like worried?
Well, I mean, there's assholes on every fan base, but I've tailgated with Ohio State fans. They're not bad people for the most part. They have.
Yeah, I bought the tickets. I was like, Ohio State fans, they got this bad reputation, online, that they're all just kind of jackasses. So I was like, fuck, do we need to be worried that they're actually gonna like try to fight us or something?
No,
because really, I accidentally bought my tickets. Like, I'm like right behind the fucking Ohio State bench too, so I'm gonna be like, right in the heart of them.
Oh, just wear your big orange jacket and just cheer for your team, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
What's funny is I was wearing like a snowboarding jacket to the game, and so I went to Alumni Hall here in Knoxville, so I could buy like a scarf and like a Tennessee beanie, so I could have some orange, and not just wearing like all black.
Well, if you're going up there to a game, I would go over the top. I'd be wearing the whole damn Tennessee orange jumpsuit. What's the temperature going to be at that game?
Yeah, you see how much those things are? Those things like $100. I ain't fucking buying that.
But you're going to buy $100 worth of tickets, right?
Hey, this is an experience of a lifetime,
28 degrees.
See a road playoff game.
Get you some of that Tennessee hunting orange and go up there and do it.
Hey,
28 degrees. Damn.
Also, I have one more question. Have you guys seen the Vanderbilt quarterback news where he like sued the NCAA?
Yes.
And they gave him a year. What do you guys think about that?
I don't. I guess his thing is, when he was in junior college, he couldn't earn NIL, so he didn't get a full 4 years where he could earn NIL. Is that his argument? I guess.
Well, that the NCAA says they have the rule that you technically have 5 years to finish 4, basically. And he couldn't do that. They started his clock on him when he was in junior college, and they counted that year against him. So he didn't get his full 5 in his mind, and he went to court, and I guess he won. So
yeah, I saw the news on that, and I was like, man, it just seems like a Pandora's box that they're opening even further. The NCAA, they can't win any lawsuit, nowadays. It's just
Not
like
in
one less
Tennessee,
thing
they
that
don't.
they've been
Yeah,
jacking
yeah.
the student athletes for years and years and years for just for the basketball tournament. You think they could go and hire Jerry McDivitt from Vince McMahon and go win a damn case? They just need a good lawyer. They've been paying shithole lawyers. Yeah. That's part of the problem.
Basically, I don't know if I'm missing something, but why does the NCAA exist? Like, they can pay out this $1 billion lawsuit and like keep going on, but it's like, why the conferences not just cut out the NCAA and make their own rules? It's like their only job.
Because it used to be that the NCAA would try to be a governing body, and they were the ones that they presented the championships, and you were winning an NCAA championship. But they became bitches over time when Ed O'Bannon got him with the name, image, and like thing. North Carolina was giving away degrees for African American studies out of the McDonald's window up there. People who couldn't read had an African American studies degree. And then the stuff with Tennessee, where most sanctioned team ever, and most sanctioned team in the past 20 years, and hey, we're just going to give you a fine and go about your merry way. Instead of hammering these schools, they go and they pick on teams like Mizzou, who did 1/10 of what these people did, and they're banning them from bowl games and everything else. They are a shithole. The whole organization is a shithole. And until it goes away, it's a mess.
Yeah, they honestly let us off pretty easy. I thought we were going to get like the Mizzou treatment and be banned from a bowl for like at least like a year or 2. Instead, they're like, here, just pay, forfeit 8 scholarships and pay us like $8 million and you can move on.
Yeah,
and now they got the scholarship limit to 100 anyway. So now
I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
There were pictures of like big Tennessee donors laughing in the damn press box about it. We'll write that $8 million check. Well, fuck yourself. It's basically what Tennessee told them. North Carolina dared them to sue them. Go ahead, sue us. We'll sue you into the millennium. That's why they didn't fuck with North Carolina.
I think about North Carolina, like with how they got off, they could have just had like professional basketball players. They literally weren't students taking classes. They literally just showed up, played basketball, went home. Like they weren't even actual students.
There were 2 guys that got degrees that literally cannot read.
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for taking my call. You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. All right, Jackpot. Tom, welcome to the program.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Good evening.
Congratulations, Jackpot, on the win over the Taters on the hardwood last night. Bounced them right out of the top 25. Back down to the abyss where they belong. So it's pretty good. It's a good win. Congratulations, SEC. I mean, it just means more, baby. That's just the way it is over here, you know.
Last night, we couldn't let the conference down. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, Jackpot. That's right. Just send them old Taters back home crying there in rusty muffler country. But y'all, I was gonna try to get in the other night. Y'all was talking about Brett Favre and some of the stuff he did with the food stamp money.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a problem with what he did because, I mean, you're talking about a group of people, me and Jackpot and Dennis Wilson, we're out here working 60, 70 hours a week to these lazy bums. They're too sorry to go out and get a job. So if Brett Favre took some money from them, I really don't care. I mean, they've been mooching off of people like me and Jackpot for years. So, I mean, and serious question I want to ask Rob. I noticed the ACC championship game, the attendance way down. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, it just seems like nobody wants to watch the ACC. The way that game played out, when SMU kicked off at the end of the game, they looked like they didn't try to tackle the Clemson return man. And then when they went to kick the field goal, it kind of was reminding me of the finger point of doom between Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash, the kind of the way the Clemson fans were laughing about how Alabama was eliminated from the playoffs. Kind of remind me when Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall were laughing at everybody on Nitro that night.
Shut up! You're pulling the anchor down. Shut up! Hold on. Listen to the anchor down, sir.
What was that?
I'm gonna mute you. Shut up. Listen to the anchor down.
Oh.
That's kind of what that sounds like. And I'm looking forward to Texas just curb stomping the Taters Saturday. I think it's going to be.
Are you going to bet me with 55 points?
No, I don't bet on college sports.
Well, I mean, obviously, because you would be fucking bankrupt. You'd be bitching about Brett Favre stealing your food stamps if you were betting.
I mean, only an idiot gambles on.
Only an idiot gambles on college sports? Is that what you said? I guess we're all idiots. All of us over here that bet jackpot, we're all idiots, sir.
I'm guilty as charged.
I'm an idiot. That's what I am because we bet on a couple of college football games. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't bet. I don't play scratch offs. I don't.
Yeah, you don't play scratch offs. You don't bet. You obviously. You read dictionaries. Can you tell us what radiance is?
Y'all, they don't have scratch offs in Alabama.
Can I tell you what is?
Radiance.
Rob, I'm highly educated. Okay, Rob, I got a degree in African American Studies, North Carolina. Okay, so I mean, what was your question again?
No, I mean I've already asked it like twice. I'm not going to ask it again. What else you got for the program, sir?
What was your question about the dictionary? You kind of my Wi-Fi cut out when you was asking about the about radius or something.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, sir. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cut out, but just jackpot, enjoy that win, and hey, I'm looking forward to March when we get teams in the tournament and the Elite Eight's full of nothing but SEC. About the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be all 8 SEC schools for the baseball World Series. I think softball in Oklahoma City is going to be all 8 SEC schools. We're taking over the whole world. It just means more. And the reason why Bill Belichick took a job in the ACC because he knew it'd be easier to win in the ACC than it would be the SEC. Because if Bill Belichick came to the SEC, it is harder to win an SEC championship in football than it is a Super Bowl. I mean, and I'm going to go ahead and get out here and let somebody else get in.
All
I'm
right,
just going to be an idiot, watch college football. Hold on, let's see here. Chris in Georgia wanted to join the program. Chris, what's up, buddy?
Oh, no, I got no problem. I don't know why. It's crazy that Alabama starts sucking in a sport and he starts riding all the other SEC teams.
It's hilarious. I mean, I
want nothing but the worst for his teams.
Of course.
But no, I don't understand.
He's going to leave him there and see how long he sits there frozen like a dumbass. Let's see how long he goes on.
I don't. He's going to connect back to the
Looks like a tampon that's frozen.
But
his internet was giving him some problems this evening.
His internet's been giving him shit forever.
He's got a part closer to McDonald's.
He hasn't. There hadn't been a time when he called when it wasn't, except for that one time when he lost it. It was working good that night.
No, yeah. Everybody. There's some people picking Tennessee.
Hold on,
but...
hey, Chris. Let me ask you something really quick here. All right.
What's up?
He just said he didn't have issues with Brett Favre stealing food stamps from people, stealing from poor people their ability to eat. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you not think that Brett Favre is a piece of shit for doing that? I don't get it.
Brett Favre was a piece of shit long before that, but
yeah, I mean, he was a piece of shit long before that. But this is over the top stuff. Hey, I want to go and build a volleyball facility off the backs of people that are starving. But that
it
guy
wasn't
thinks
for a good volleyball school. Like if his daughter went to Nebraska or Wisconsin or something, I don't understand it. But she was a Southern Miss. What do they even make the tournament in volleyball?
I don't know. They probably can't spell tournament at Southern Miss.
But no, I don't think. Honestly, man, I don't know what's going on with Ohio State. They're already talking about hiring Vrabel and whatnot, which I think would be a mistake. They're getting jealous at North Carolina hiring washed up NFL coaches, so now they're trying to get on that same level. But
well, what is Mike Vrabel's position right now?
I think he's like, I don't even know if he's employed anywhere, but there was a post from one of the On3 like writers for the Letterman Lounge or whatever their shit's called, and he was like, Vrabel could be here. Vrabel's expressed interest in coaching, but he's not going to push Ryan Day out or try to step on any toes. And it's just like, bro, why are you putting this out right before you play a massive playoff game? Like, why would you even put that out there? But
stupidity.
I think Dylan Sampson, man, like last year we got told, oh, man, you're not going to be able to run on Iowa. Yeah, ain't nobody ran on Iowa. Y'all ain't going to be able to run on Iowa. 280 yards, bro. Like, I get it. They have a good rush defense there in Columbus.
To be fair, we have to be consistent on the program here. Unless it's a playoff game, bowl games don't matter, sir. Yes, you won the game. That's what you were supposed to do. But in reality, as a Tennessee fan, and this is just me from the outside looking in, you know, the whole thing of I know you were upset and thought the game should have been in Knoxville, but if I am Heupel, I'm like, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers. We're going to go up there and beat them in their shithole, and then we're going to move on because that's what fuck we do.
I think they will. Like, people want to bring up his road record. I think he made the mistake of rolling his helmet out on South Carolina, and I think he made the mistake of rolling his helmet out on Arkansas after a big win at Oklahoma. I think they went in that Arkansas game like, hey, man, we just handled Oklahoma. Arkansas is going to be easy, and they barely lost that game. It happens. It's something he's got to learn.
If only they'd known how shitty Oklahoma was at the time, maybe they wouldn't. They might not have gotten a big head from it.
I think they wanted.
I just think it's better to be like, you know what, we're going to go up there and we're going to drop nuts in your stadium. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take 20,000 of our fucking hillbillies up there, and we're gonna win the game. It's going to be cold as fuck. Then we're going to go into your bars and we're going to damn shut them down. Then we're going to move on in the playoffs. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to watch the pink slips start flying as we leave.
I'm curious if it's even going to be that.
Fan.
I'm curious if it's even going to be that cold because it was here in North Georgia. It was 65 degrees today. And I get it's further north.
The forecast, it said it's going to be 28 at kickoff.
We'll see.
Yeah, it was warm today.
I think Dylan Sampson's going to run all over him, man. I think they've not seen a running back like him. The one running back that could have been on his level in the Big Ten was it at Oregon, and they ran all over him. The two teams that ran all over him are Oregon and Michigan and beat them. And now you're going to sit here and go against the best rush offense in the SEC, and you think you're just going to stone them and stop them? I just don't see it, man. And if you could control the ball and
one thing that
Indiana had a pretty good rush offense, and they balled them up pretty good.
Indiana got too cute. And my thing is like, if you look, everybody talks about their defense, but if you go to the NCAA scoring offense rankings and you click on page 3 and look at the final 35 teams or whatever, 7 of them are on Ohio State's schedule. 7 of the bottom 30 teams. And they want to sit there like, oh, yeah, we was out here. And I'm not saying Tennessee plays some elite schedule, but we let one team score over one team's offense scored over 20 points on us, and that was Georgia, the second in odds to win the national championship right now. Like, that was we shut down Jalen Milroe. We shut down Diego Pavia, who put up 40 points on Alabama.
Vanderbilt shut him down too, so you know.
But Vanderbilt, he scored 35 points on Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but Oklahoma held him to 3 points.
Yeah.
So let's not think that
Oklahoma went and put a hurting on all those 5 stars at Alabama too. Scored 24 points on them. They did score 24 points.
Yeah, they beat Alabama by 3 touchdowns, but they should be in the playoffs. Too bad.
But I don't know, man. Like, it kills me because they're like, oh, you guys want a nut ride? But then they'll sit there. I'm like, who have you guys played? And they're like, Indiana. I'm like, outside of the Big Ten, what's a good Indiana team? Or what's a good team that Indiana's beat in the last 10 years? And they can name it. Same thing with, they were bragging about Penn State beating Auburn. 2 Auburn teams that didn't make a bowl. They can't beat Kentucky. They can't beat Arkansas either. They want to talk about us not being able to beat Arkansas. Penn State couldn't beat Arkansas last time they played. Couldn't beat Ole Miss. Penn State doesn't beat bowl-eligible teams outside of the MAC or the Big Ten. They just can't.
They couldn't beat Georgia either.
Ify Buckeye says he bets that you think Oklahoma deserves a playoff spot.
No, I mean, Oklahoma was a bad team. We went in and that field fucking sucked. So I think that's why Heupel just ran the ball the last quarter and a half, because Dylan Sampson rolled his ankle on that field. So they were just out there trying to get out of that game without call. I mean, how many players got injured in that game? I think 1 of ours and like 3 of Oklahoma's. That field was a shit show. But no, Oklahoma don't deserve a playoff spot. Hell, I wish Oklahoma would get their shit together so they don't have to come stealing our OC or.
Well, they picked up the best quarterback in the transfer portal today. So
that's what they say.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people.
Honest to God, I hadn't heard of that Wazoo quarterback until he was in the portal. I hadn't heard of him all year, and I
heard of him. They said he was like a Johnny Manziel type.
Well, we'll see what Oklahoma could do. I just don't. If he's a showboat like Johnny Manziel, I don't see Brent putting up with that.
I think they got the offensive coordinator from Washington State to come there too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's bragging about. I saw where he put up 3,000 yards. It'd be easy to put up 3,000 yards when you play San Diego State. Hell, the only hard team they played was Oregon State and Washington. They had to play San Diego State, San Jose, freaking.
Yeah, their schedule went to shit. Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, 3,000 yards is cool, but you ain't playing San Diego State and freaking Northampton, CSUN or whatever. But that's, we'll see. The portal, I think some guy, like, everybody's losing their mind over Zachariah Branch. That dude has 3 touchdowns in 2 years and less than 1,000 yards. He was a 5-star. I get it. He's fast. I get it. But so is Squirrel White. And Squirrel White got you more yards per catch and more touchdowns last year. And Tennessee fans are like ready to be done with him. But meanwhile, Zachariah Branch not only does he hit the portal and everybody's like drooling over him, you got to sign his bum ass brother too if you want him. So you're losing 2 scholarships for the price of 1, and you're getting 1,000 yards in 2 years receiver. Like,
wait, so he wants his brother to get.
Yeah, his brother. They signed his brother at his brother was like a 3-star, maybe a low 4-star because he was Zachariah Branch's brother. But he signed to Southern Cal signed them so they could get Zachariah Branch, and now they're both in the portal. And everybody that knows them says they're a package deal, and whoever signs them has to sign both of them. And his brother didn't do anything, and Zachariah Branch hasn't done. Like, he's a good returner, but Tennessee. I got Tennessee fans in the message boards mad. I'm like, bro, Boo Carter's an all-conference returner, bro. What are you talking about? Like, we're not going to take Boo Carter's snaps away from him, but what receivers are you going to replace? Squirrel's got more touchdowns than him. The dude's 5'9", 170 pounds, so he's going to have to play the slot. And our slot is already a 300 to 500 yard receiver that gets 2 touchdowns a year. Do we really need another one? No, especially someone that's demanding $800,000 and you got to sign his brother. Absolutely not. People just losing their mind over this portal shit sometimes. There's kids in the portal that are talented that people are going out and getting, but I hate the ranking system because they've got Zachariah Branch as like the number 3 wide receiver because he was a 5-star out of high school. He's done nothing in 2 years to be the number 3 wide receiver in the portal. And they've got him. They did the same thing with Evan Stewart last year, and Evan Stewart had a pretty pedestrian year again. But he was a 5-star out of high school, didn't do anything at Texas A&M for 2 years, and then he was like the 3rd best receiver at Oregon this year, and they had him as the number 1 receiver in the portal last year. And he's not even the number 1 receiver on his own team. It's just insanity. They don't want to – the services that are ranking these kids don't want to sit there and admit that they misranked them and say, well, this kid we said was a 5-star, he really is a low 4-star, maybe a 3-star now. Like, they don't want to admit that. So they're like, oh, yeah, he's still the top receiver out there.
That's what they did with the ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele was like a top 10 quarterback in the portal. And it's like, what are you he literally did the exact same. He had the exact same stats at Washington State.
Wasn't he the number 1
Oregon
quarterback
State
coming out of high school, Rob, or number 2?
He's
He was
like
a
1,
5-star.
2, or 3, depending on which one you looked at.
Yeah.
And then
Jesus.
they had that Luke Krumholtz or whatever, the kid that transferred. This kid was not good enough to make a run and start on a 2-10 Florida State team. He hits the portal. I don't even remember where he went. I think he might have ended up at Mississippi State, but they had him as a top 5 quarterback. This dude's done nothing. He couldn't start on a 2-10 team, and you have him as one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the portal because he was a 5-star out of high school? Like, that's insanity to me.
Well, I saw Florida State picked up Castellanos, and he's going to be their quarterback now.
Yeah.
They even know what kind of offense they want to run because they're just like all these quarterbacks are going. Everybody, they're all totally different. Jordan Travis is totally different than what ukulele was, and he's definitely different than what this guy is. I mean,
Well, I mean, I think Pavia got that extra year. If he goes in the portal, I don't know if he will or not. Vandy's given him a lot, and Jerry Kill, if he's still there for another year, I think he's got a pretty good relationship with Jerry Kill, so I think he'll stay. But
those Vandy Warriors are the ones that got him this extra year.
Yeah, but I mean, if he hits the
kind of owes him.
If he hits the portal, I feel like there's going to be a lot of teams out there that look at him, but is he really going to work anywhere but that offense? Like, would he work at Clemson? No. Is he going to come to a school like UNC? Like, look, UNC is going to be looking for a quarterback. Is he really going to do anything? And Bill Belichick's probably just throw it. Well, he might actually. I take that back because Bill Belichick's just going to try to go get all the tight ends in the portal and all the white receivers and throw to them. But we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of excited to see that science experiment because I think it's going to blow up. I think he'll be there for maybe a year, and then he's going to be like, well, my son's the coach now. See you guys later. I'm going to go bang my 26-year-old girlfriend.
You think that science experience, think that Bunsen burner is going to blow up?
His son, I don't know. I get it. Nepotism runs the world in a lot of places, but man, what's his son done to deserve a head coach?
His son doesn't have any college experience except for 1 year.
Yeah, and he's trying to get him a head coaching job so bad.
Yeah, but you don't need head coaching experience. Look at South Carolina. Look at Clemson. They both had no head coaching experience without their coach. So
but they've been in college for their whole career.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Belichick, fuck him.
These guys have been in the NFL their entire.
Yeah. What's Bill Belichick going to do the first time he has a stud? He could have a stud kid this year at some position, running back or whatever. They've got a good running backs coach there. They had a good running back last year. I think they'll have a good running offense next year. Say that kid pops off, has 14, 15 touchdowns, and he comes to Bill Belichick, and he's like, I want this much money. No, I'm not going to give it to you. Hell, Tom Brady, me as a Tennessee fan, I can admit Tom Brady was the best coach of all time, and they were having contract discussions every offseason and arguments every offseason, and you didn't want to pay him, but they think he's going to want to pay these high school kids. Like
he didn't want to pay. He didn't want to pay Vince Wilfork either. Like the guy that anchored their damn defensive line. He didn't want to pay him. Fuck out of here, man.
I mean, does anybody see Bill Belichick's stuffy ass going to like some recruit's house and meeting their parents, and I
mean, I think it's going to have like kind of a shine to it, like Jared Curtis. He's
probably a draw
next. And I think I honestly think kids are going to go and visit and then get turned off by him, because I think he's going to have such a terrible personality in person that kids are going to be like, oh shit, like, I respect you, Bill, but you're kind of a dickhead. And people want to sit there and say, well, it worked for Nick Saban. One, Nick Saban was a different character when he first got to LSU. He sat there and he kissed up to all the LSU high school coaches and got Louisiana kids to stay at LSU, and that's where he got his success. And he won a national championship in college and knew how to play the game of recruiting. And then when he came to Alabama, he had that ring, and he had everybody at Alabama willing to give him whatever he needed to win. I get it. They said they're going to give Bill Belichick this and Bill Belichick that, but I just don't see UNC. The moment it starts interfering with the money that basketball's getting, it's going to be just like Kentucky. The moment Mark Stoops started interfering with any money that Cal got, they backed off. Make it work with a different quarterback. I know you wanted this guy, but that guy's cheaper. See if you can make it work with him. And that's where the downfall of Kentucky's came from a lot. But I think UNC will be the same way. You're just never going to be – you're going to be second fiddle at that school forever. Why anybody would want to go there and think they're going to make a football powerhouse is beyond me.
All valid points, sir. You didn't have anything I really disagreed with this evening. What's up with that? It's a holiday.
I don't know, man. I'm just yapping. I'm just ready for Saturday, and then hopefully I'm not sad when I promised you that I would call in after losses too. So win or lose Sunday, I'll call.
Well, make sure if you guys go up there and lose on Saturday, I make sure you call. And I'll tell you what, you will go to the front of the line regardless.
I wish I could go, but my family's doing all their Christmas stuff this weekend, so I'll be watching, surrounded by a bunch of kids opening gifts. It'll be miserable, but I wish I could go. But like tickets, somebody posted a ticket tonight, $96 in the upper deck, $96 for a playoff game in Columbus. In the shoe, the most intimidating stadium in the Big Ten, $96 to get in that stadium.
Well, somebody said they were selling all their fans are selling their tickets. Is that true?
I've seen multiple Tennessee fans. When you buy it from a season ticket holder on Ticketmaster, it says ticket type and it says STH. And I've seen multiple, I would say 24 Tennessee fans that have posted a season ticket holder ticket. They are just.
So hold on just a second. I just pulled it up from Vivid Seats, which is right off of ESPN's website, right? You can get end zone seats for $97.
Yeah.
So they're up deck in the end zone for $97. Now let's say that you were like, you know what? I want to try to. I want a lower level seat. I want a lower level seat. You can sit in the end zone on the lower level for $143 right now.
I decided to wait until the 2 days before the Clemson Tennessee Orange Bowl game. That's a meaningless bowl game. I paid $180 to get lower bowl tickets into an Orange Bowl, a meaningless Orange Bowl. And
how about this? A lower level seat on the 20-yard line behind the Ohio State bench, $212.
Wow.
I'm looking at it right.
I really think I don't know how the other stadiums are doing up north with selling their tickets, but I really think they're going to regret, because these places you could have had it. I feel like Neyland would be, bro. I get it. You want to sit here and paint these stadiums as these great venues, but I'm sorry, man. I'm excited. I would be excited to go to Death Valley. I would be excited to either one of the Death Valleys. Williams-Brice, I haven't been to yet. I want to go there. I went to Missouri a few years back. That was a Big Ten country. It was a library, bro. I did not have a good time. Kentucky's pushing Big Ten country. Did not have a good time. Georgia is a raucous environment. Alabama, Auburn, those are raucous. Nobody wants to up north, bro. It's like a library, dude. Nobody. It's not a good watch experience.
So I'm looking at it right now on the Tennessee side, Tennessee lower level, 228, 253, 259, 235, 181. I mean, you can see where I'm rolling across there. 148. I mean, it's a mess. All right, so look,
They've got tickets for the Penn State game as low as $54.
That's insanity, man. Don't be giving the Big Ten home games. Big Ten should have to earn them way harder than Southern teams do, bro. This is going to be a disaster.
Hey,
That's awful.
Before you go,
You
Tom,
think the cold has some? I mean, that is awful.
It is awful. Do you want to debate with Tom, sir?
I can.
Oh, Tom just dropped off. He just
what the heck? What a shit show.
I was yapping too long. He probably got tired of waiting.
Yeah, I mean kick the lot lizard in the teeth and get the hell out and get back on the Wi-Fi, sir. What's wrong with you?
Biscuit
His shoulders are broader than yours. It's probably bad.
I know it's going to be colder there than in Ohio. I know it's supposed to be like 20 degrees there in State College. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but that's really cheap.
Well, I feel like Penn State – see, Columbus, one of the airports out of McGee Tyson is offering direct flights from Knoxville to Columbus. So you got an easier way to get there than it usually takes. Usually it's connecting flight. But State College, man – I've never been, but everybody I've talked to that's been is like, bro, it doesn't matter what airport you land at. It's kind of like Missouri. Missouri's the same way. It doesn't matter what airport you're landing. You're driving 2 hours to get there.
You have to from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with the nearest big airport to State College. It's a long way.
I have to stop you for a second, sir.
Yeah.
You were talking about the Big Ten doesn't deserve to host or whatever. If you want to go to the Texas Clemson game, you can go for $66. Maybe the SEC shouldn't host under that logic. It's right here. I can $66. You can go.
I'm curious. I'm
Texas and watch the game.
I'm curious. The ticket prices are insanity. I'm curious if they'll just go all neutral site after this.
I think they should.
I don't know. I like hosting. I would like the chance to host, but this seems like it's just going to not work out. I don't know. I'm glad it's affordable for people,
I'm not
though.
bullshitting you, Chris. I'm looking at it right here. Same site.
Oh, no, I believe you.
66, 69. The quote-unquote great seats, 8.4 rated seats, are $95.
You know the tickets to the Gamecocks bowl game are more expensive than any of these, sir.
Yeah, but where are y'all playing at?
Orlando.
Is it Orlando?
Yeah, man. See, I had a great time in Orlando last year. Went to Harry Potter World and all kinds of shit. I had a good time.
The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Let me show you guys this so you don't think I'm bullshitting here, because the chat over there's be like, Rob just talking shit. No, I mean, it's same site as earlier. Same thing I was pulling up earlier. Full screen layout here. Look right here in the boom, $66.
That Rose Bowl, if we make it to that Rose Bowl, those tickets are going to be dirt cheap because I don't think Tennessee fans are going to travel out there. It's pretty far away from Oregon. I think it'll be a lot easier for them to travel. But nobody wants to go to California. Nobody wants to get stabbed outside the stadium by the homeless people.
Yeah.
Dude, no bullshit, and I'll get off after this. My old high school coach, his son actually signed with Tennessee and then transferred to Arizona, Jack Luttrell. But he was my high school coach, and he coached at Buford. Colquitt County. He was one of the coaches, and they took like a bunch of their players out to USC. And he said that like while they were visiting, like they went out to in front of Memorial Stadium or whatever it is, where like the arches are and everything, and there was razor wire, like 8-foot tall razor wire around, and they literally had homeless people asking them for money through the fence on a recruiting visit. And they wonder why all these kids go there. And there are like they showed Lincoln Riley's first class, and I think like 2 of the top 300 players he signs are still there. I think that might be his 2 first classes, actually. I think only 2 of the top 100 have not hit the portal. That's insanity. Nobody wants to be in Southern Cal. They're cooked. I don't see them ever being relevant again. But there's just too much to do in that city.
Once it goes up there and wins, it's going to be like, yeah, the Texas fans, like, we don't give a fuck. We didn't even show up.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about L.A., but Austin's the same way. I went to my buddy was stationed in San Antonio, and we went and visited Austin, man. And you talk about all the dudes are gay and all the girls got blue hair, man. It's insanity there. I was hoping I'd see Joe Rogan just to see somebody that wasn't with blue hair. honestly, out there. I don't know. I don't know how Joe Rogan and Elon Musk are trying to take that city over, and it's still so full of just libtards, man. It's insanity. If you get to go, man, have fun, dude, because it's miserable up there. But good barbecue right outside of Austin.
I wouldn't go to.
So.
Sure. I mean, other than that, I'm not going. All right, hey Chris,
All
man,
right,
appreciate
well, I'll
you,
let
buddy.
you get on down the road. I'll call in Sunday, win or lose, and
I'm telling you,
we'll
front
see.
of the line,
Hopefully we
regardless,
win.
you can either gloat or cry right off the bat, right to the front.
I'm hoping,
All right,
man,
buddy.
and
See
I know Tennessee fans are notorious. I know they're notorious for blaming the refs, but that fucking Music City Bowl where Jalen Wright got in the end zone, but they were like, forward progress, stop, da-da-da, even though his hand was out and the ball was already over the end zone when the whistle blew. That same fucking crew is calling this game. So
You gotta
I
let
swear to
that
God,
shit
I'm going
go.
to
You gotta let that shit go. Don't lay groundwork
if we
now.
get screwed, I'm doxing them. I'm firebombing. I'm going Tom, and I'm going to firebomb this dude's dentist office. I don't know what he does in his regular job, but I'll fire the dentist office if I have to.
Jesus, don't say that. All right, buddy. Be careful. See you later.
I was just kidding, YouTube algorithm. Don't. I was just joking.
Go fuck the show over. Bye, Chris. Holy shit. Anyway, all right, Jackpot. It's been a fun show.
It has.
We have had a good show. We're back at it on Sunday. Get in the damn challenge, please. If you haven't gotten in yet,
got one more day.
Make sure you get your picks in.
I can't remember. I think we got about 20 people in there so far, something like that.
Yeah, we'll get there. I mean, generally people want to get in on Friday. I know how that is, but get in the damn challenge. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.
See you later.